Hello everyone. In the last lecture, we started with the topic named data link control. So what we were saying, in the data link layer, we mainly deals with two functions, that was data link control and the media access control. So firstly, we were talking about data link control that deals with the design and procedures for the communication between two and adjacent nodes, like with the sender and the receiver. Or we can say that this type of communication in which two nodes are actually communicating with each other are known as node to node communication. Then we were studying about some basic functions of data link control. These functions were framing, in which we were saying that all data was divided into some sort of frames, and each of the frame was sent by the sender to the receiver, and receiver will receive that frames, and after receiving that frame and joining these frames, that he will get the complete data that sender was trying to send to him. Then we were saying that the second function was flow and error control. In flow control, we were talking about some set of procedures which is actually implemented by sender and receiver. Then we talked about error control, in which we were saying that error control is a combination of both error correction and detection method, so that the complete data which was sent by the sender should be received by the receiver in the proper original format that sender was trying to send to it. So for that we need some error control methods. Then we were talking about some protocols, and we generally categorize these protocols in two types, for noiseless channel and the for noisy channels. In noiseless channels, we talked about simplest protocol and stop and wait protocol. Out of these two protocols, stop and wait protocol is widely used for noiseless channels. In stop and wait, we were saying that in the previous scenario of the simplest protocols, when sender was trying to send any frame to the receiver, sender can never get to know about that, if the frame that he was actually sent or is trying to send to the receiver is received by receiver or not. For that, stop and wait gave us the acknowledgement scenario, in which when one packet was sent by the sender to the receiver, after receiving the frame, the receiver will send an acknowledgement to the sender that he has successfully received the frame, and after receiving that acknowledgement, the sender will again send the second frame. So the time between sending the frame and receiving the acknowledgement was considered as a waiting time for the sender. So because of these issues, we don't want our sender to sit idle for a long time, so for that we actually pursued towards our protocols for noisy channels. So we are talking about sliding window protocols. So sliding window protocols are protocols which were inhabited from noisy channels. So here we can see that flow control protocols are of two types, for noiseless channels and for noisy channels. For noiseless channels, we were talking about simplest protocol and the stop and wait. Out of these two protocols, stop and wait is the protocol which is widely used, and for noisy channels, we used sliding window protocols. There are three types of sliding window protocols: stop and wait ARQ, go back and ARQ, selective repeat ARQ. Out of these two, when we were talking about the implementation of sliding window protocol, we studied about two protocols. We are going to study about two protocols. These are go back and protocol and the selective repeat protocol. These are the two main widely used protocols. So uh, firstly we will get to know about the sliding window protocol. Like what I'm saying, for for noisy channels, we were talking about sliding window protocols. So what are these sliding window protocols, which has three types out of these? So these sliding window protocols is a flow control protocol. That means they will actually are the procedures which helps sender to send the complete information to receiver, and the information that sender was trying to send to the receiver should be completely sent to receiver, and that to be in a proper format and a proper sequence. So for that we use the concept of sliding window protocol, and we also want our sender to not to sit idle. That was a scenario of noiseless channel which we dealt in stop and wait protocol. So it allows the sender to send multiple frames before needing the acknowledgement. So it in this case sender will not send only single frame. Instead of that, he will send multiple frames. That means more than one frames will be sent by the sender at the particular time before waiting for the acknowledgement. That means in the previous protocol, when we were talking about go stop and wait protocol, in that protocol what we were facing the issue, we were facing that when sender sent one frame to receiver, then sender will wait up to the moment he didn't get the acknowledgement. So when he get the acknowledgement from the receiver end, then the time of that was the idle time for the sender in between of the sending time and receiving the acknowledgement. So for removing this issue, we the sender tries to send the multiple frames at the same time, or without waiting for the acknowledgement. If he has not received any of the acknowledgement, even then he will he will keep on sending the frames to the receiver end without receiving any of the acknowledgement. Sender slides its window on receiving the acknowledgement for the sent frames. This allows the sender to send more frames. Because of that scenario, it allows sender to send multiple frames because we are not waiting for the acknowledgement. It is called so because it involves sliding of sender's window. That means they are completely sliding the sender window, like first frame is sent, then second, then third. So this is known as the slides, as we are not standing at the particular one frame, we are completely going to and fro. Because in some scenarios when the data is lost in between or data get corrupted in between, when sender was trying to send the frames, sender has the complete scenario or the complete buffer values of each and every frame which he has sent. So we can simply move to any of the frame, either from, like, if suppose I have 10 frames, then I can go to the second frame or can come to the 10th frame. So because of this scenario, this is known as the sliding of sender's window. The maximum number of frames that sender can send without acknowledgement is equal to the sender window size. That means how many frames that sender can send without receiving any frame is the window size of the sender, that the capacity or the capacity or the size that it can retain of data frames. So when we were talking about the implementation of sliding window protocol, these have two main type of protocols which are implemented in sliding window protocol. First is go back and protocol, which is widely used, and the second protocol is selective repeat protocol. These two protocols are the main protocols which we are going to study in sliding window protocol, because these two are the main, or these are two other widely used protocols in the case of sliding window protocol for noisy channels. So firstly we are going to study about go back and ARQ protocol. What is ARQ? ARQ means automatic repeat request. So the full form of ARQ is automatic repeat request. Go back and automatic repeat request is a flow control protocol. That means it has some procedures that how data will be sent from sender to receiver without losing any of the information in between the path. Sender continues to send several frames specified by window size even without receiving feedback from the receiver node. That means sender will try to send each and every frame without receiving any of the acknowledgement. Like see कि अगर सेंडर के पास 4 फ्रेम्स हैं दैट जो उसको सेंड करने हैं, ठीक है, और अभी सेंडर ने एक फ्रेम सेंड कर दिया, अभी तक उसको रिसीवर के एंड से फर्स्ट फ्रेम की कोई भी एक्नॉलेजमेंट नहीं मिलती, नहीं मिलने के बावजूद भी वो सेकंड फ्रेम, थर्ड फ्रेम, फोर्थ फ्रेम सेंड कर सकता है। और हो भी सकता है कि उसको सेकंड या थर्ड फ्रेम तक उसने सेंड कर दिया, उसके बाद उसको एक्नॉलेजमेंट मिल रही है। दैट मीन्स कि उसका कोई भी ये कॉन्सेप्ट हम नहीं लेंगे कि जब तक एक फ्रेम हमने सेंड किया है, अगर उसकी एक्नॉलेजमेंट हमें नहीं मिलती तो हम वेट करेंगे। वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू वेट फॉर दैट एक्नॉलेजमेंट ऑफ पर्टिकुलर फ्रेम। वी आर continuously trying to send that the remaining frames at the sender side. So this is the special case of general sliding window. This is known as the special or case. So here sender window size is n and receiver's window size is 1. That means sender can send any number of frames without receiving any acknowledgement, but receiver will entertain only one frame at a particular timestamp. That means अगर हमारे पास 4 फ्रेम्स की हम बात कर रहे हैं तो सेंडर ने तो अपनी 1 2 3 4 सब फ्रेम सेंड कर दी, बट रिसीवर की विंडो साइज़ क्या है, सिर्फ 1 रहती है। उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि सबसे पहले फ्रेम 1 that was sent by the sender will be entertained by the receiver, and after entertaining that frame, data frame 1, he will entertain the second frame and then the third frame and then the fourth frame, that to be in the proper sequence. He receiver will always maintain the sequence of the data frames that are received by the receiver which was sent by the sender. That means जिस सीक्वेंस में डेटा फ्रेम्स आएंगे उसकी सीक्वेंस को मेंटेन रखेगा, बिकॉज इट हैज़ द विंडो साइज ऑफ 1. और sender can transmit n frames to the receiving node before waiting for feedback. That means कि sender कितने नंबर के भी frames है, अगर we are talking about, here we have talked about 4 frames, there can be 10 frames, 15 frames, 20 frames, any number of frames can be possible. n number of frames means कि कितनी भी कैपेसिटी हो सकती है उसकी फ्रेम सेंड करने की, और वो कितने मर्जी फ्रेम सेंड कर सकता है विदाउट रिसीविंग एनी एक्नॉलेजमेंट फ्रॉम द रिसीवर एंड। और वो किसी भी एक्नॉलेजमेंट के लिए वेट नहीं करेगा, वो कॉन्टिन्यूसली अपना काम करता रहेगा। और इस केस में क्या है, सेंडर कैन नेवर बी इन द आइडल स्टेट और ही कैन नेवर वेट। देन it is receiver's duty to keep the track of sequence number of the next frame. अभी सेंडर का सिर्फ काम है सिर्फ डेटा फ्रेम्स को सेंड कर दे रहना, बार बार वो सेंड करता रहेगा। बट यहाँ पे रिसीवर की ड्यूटी है कि वो जो उसको फ्रेम्स आ रहे हैं वो उसकी एक इंटीग्रिटी मेंटेन करके रखे, उसकी एक सीक्वेंस ऑर्डर जो है। बिकॉज अगर मैं फ्रेम 1 के बाद फ्रेम 4 की वैल्यू लिख दूंगी देन फ्रेम 10 की वैल्यू, तो उस केस में क्या हो जाएगा कि हमारी जो ओरिजिनल डेटा और जो रिसीव डेटा में क्या हो जाएगा, क्लैश हो जाएगा और डेटा जो होगा वो करप्टेड डेटा माना जाएगा। सो फॉर दैट receiver will always maintain the track of the sequence number of the next frames. He will not entertain any sequence number which was after the, like suppose what I'm trying to say, like I have received sequence number of 1 frame, data frame 2 was lost in between, so he will not entertain data frame 3 until and unless he got data frame 2 again. So that means he will always try to maintain or track the sequence number of it. Once the sender has sent all the frames in its window, it makes sure that it has then received all the feedbacks of the transmitted data packets. That means कि जब सेंडर ने अपने सारे फ्रेम सेंड कर दिए, ठीक है, तो करने के बाद वो क्या सारे के सारे फ्रेम सेंड कर देगा, उसको उस टाइम पे कोई भी फीडबैक से कोई मतलब नहीं है उसको मिल रही है या नहीं मिल रही। दैट मीन्स is he receiving any acknowledgement from the receiver end or not. But after sending all the data packets or all the data frames, at the end he will make sure that he receives a feedback from the receiver that all the data frames that he was trying to send was successfully received by the receiver. If in any case it hasn't received a feedback of any data packet and the timeout timer expires, it then resends all the data packets again, starting from the lowest data packet to the final data packet. That means कि अगर उसको कोई भी फीडबैक नहीं मिलती है आफ्टर सेंडिंग ऑल द डेटा फ्रेम्स, तो वो क्या करेगा, दोबारा से सारे के सारे डेटा फ्रेम्स फिर से रीसेंड कर देगा. ठीक है. मतलब अगर सपोज लेट्स टेक एन इंस्टांस कि 4 डेटा फ्रेम्स थे. ठीक है. तो सेंडर ने 1 2 3 4 सारे के सारे फ्रेम्स सेंड कर दिए, बट रिसीवर के पास हो सकता है कि प्रोसेसिंग में टाइम लग रहा हो, या हो सकता है कि करप्टेड इन्फॉर्मेशन आई हो या लॉस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन हो, और वो उसने अभी तक कोई भी एक्नॉलेजमेंट सेंड नहीं करी. तो एक टाइमर सेट होता है सेंडर के विंडो में कि जब तक वो टाइमर रहता है तब तक वो उसके लिए वेट करता है एक्नॉलेजमेंट के लिए फ्रॉम द रिसीवर एंड. बट अगर वो एक्नॉलेजमेंट उसको नहीं मिल पाती, तो वो क्या करेगा, आफ्टर दैट टाइमर गेट्स एंड, आफ्टर दैट एंडिंग ऑफ दैट टाइमर, the sender will transmit all the data frames from 1 to n, like from data frame 1 2 3 4. In the case of 4 frames, he will send all these data frames again to the receiver. अगर हमारे पास क्या है कि डेटा फ्रेम 1 सेंड हो गया, उसकी हमें फीडबैक आ गई थी कि डेटा फ्रेम 1 की फीडबैक आ गई साथ के साथ, एंड देन वी वर सेंडिंग डेटा फ्रेम 2 3 4, बट उसके पास 2 3 4 की फीडबैक नहीं आई कि दैट receiver has successfully received data frame 2 3 and 4. In that case, he will only going to send the data frames 2 and then 3 and then 4. He will not send data frame 1 again. Like see, here we have an example in which we have consider a sender has to send data packets indexing from P1 to P5. It sends all data packets in order. Like suppose firstly he is trying sender, on the left side we have a sender, on the right side at this side this black line is representing receiver end. So when sender has sent the packet P1 to the receiver, okay, then he has sent the acknowledgement. This orange line is showing that feedback was received by the sender, that packet 1 has successfully received by receiver. But P2 was packet P2 was lost in between because of some error or some noise or some crash or some or any of the failure of data transmission. Receiver didn't receive packet P2. Then P3 was successfully received by P3 by receiver. P4 is also successfully received by by receiver, but receiver will discard all these packets because he has not received the sequence number of packet 2. As I was saying that receiver will always maintain the sequence number. This sequence number is the most important criterion for the receiver. If he has received packet 1, then he will entertain packet 2. After that he will not be going to entertain packet 3 or packet 4. He will simply discard these packets. So he has sent the acknowledgement to the sender that he has successfully received packet 1, but then then the sender has sent the packet 5 at the same instance when he got the acknowledgement. Then receiver will again discard that packet. After timer goes end for the sender end, वो क्या चेक करते हैं कि उसके पास जो फीडबैक आई है दैट इज़ फॉर ओनली पैकेट 1. ही हैज़ नॉट रिसीव्ड एनी feedback for packet 2, packet 3, packet 4 and packet 5. So he will going to send all these packets after P1. That means he will resend the packet P2, P3, P4 and P5, and here the sender is retransmitting all these data packets again. Okay, so this is the basic flow diagram of go back and ARQ protocol. Here sender window size is equal to n. That means let's say example we have uh, go back 10 where n is 10. That means sender window size will be 10, that he can send 10 packets to receiver. Receiver window size is always 1 for any value of n. The value of frames for n for sender can be n number. that it can be 4, 10, 15, 20, 25 or any number of the value, but at the receiver end the frame size will always be 1. Receiver maintains an acknowledgement timer. रिसीवर क्या क्या करता है, एक एक्नॉलेजमेंट का टाइमर मेंटेन करता है कि उसको, बिकॉज वी वर सेइंग दैट कि सेंडर के पास एक टाइमर है कि अगर उसको उस टाइमर के अकॉर्डिंगली अगर उसको फीडबैक नहीं मिलती है रिसीवर से, तो वो क्या करता है कि सारे के सारे डेटा फ्रेम्स दोबारा से सेंड करने लग जाता है. तो इससे क्या होगा कि हमेशा जो ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा रहेगा, क्योंकि अगर वो रिसीवर उसको टाइम टू टाइम फीडबैक नहीं देता रहेगा तो बार बार वो क्या करेगा, सेंडर उसको पैकेट्स रीसेंड करने लग जाएगा, बार बार रीसेट करेगा जैसे ही उसका टाइमर कंप्लीट होगा सेंडर एंड पे. तो इसी वजह से रिसीवर अपना एक एक्नॉलेजमेंट टाइमर मेंटेन करके रखता है जिसमें वो ट्रैक रखता है कि उसको इस टाइम तक अपनी एक्नॉलेजमेंट जो है, अपनी फीडबैक जो है वो रिसीवर वो सेंडर को सेंड करनी पड़ेगी. अदरवाइज सेंडर विल सेंड ऑल दोज पैकेट्स अगेन टू हिम, सो it will be overhead for receiver, so he has to simply discard all those packets if he has already processed it. So because of removing this overhead, the receiver will always maintain an acknowledgement timer. After the timer expires, receiver sends a cumulative acknowledgement for all the frames that are unacknowledged at that moment. That means अगर उसने single packet की acknowledgement नहीं send करी, that was in the case of stop and wait protocol. उसमें क्या हो रहा था, पैकेट 1 सेंड हुआ तो पैकेट 1 की इंडिविजुअल फीडबैक आई, देन पैकेट 2 सेंड किया उसकी इंडिविजुअल एक्नॉलेजमेंट आई. यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि अगर सपोज कि सारे के सारे की अभी उसकी पेंडिंग पड़ी है, अभी उसने किसी का भी एक्नॉलेजमेंट सेंड नहीं किया, और जैसे ही उसका एक्नॉलेजमेंट टाइमर में उसको पता लग जाता है कि एक्सपायर हो गया उसका टाइमर, तो वो क्या करेगा, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेंडिंग सिंगल एक्नॉलेजमेंट फॉर ईच एंड एवरी डेटा पैकेट दैट ही हैज़ रिसीव्ड, ही विल सेंड द कॉम्यूटेटिव acknowledgement. That means one acknowledgement for all the received data frames that he has successfully received these number of data frames that was sent by the sender. That means, like say for an example, if sender has sent the 5 frames to the or 5 data packets to the receiver, after expiring of acknowledgement timer, receiver has seen that he has not sent any of the feedback for packet 1 to packet 4, so he will send the cumulative acknowledgement for all these 5 packets that he has successfully received, all these packets from P1 to P5, and he will send only a single acknowledgement for all these 5 packets instead of sending single acknowledgement for P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. In that case he has to send 5 acknowledgement, but in the case of cumulative acknowledgement he will send one acknowledgement for these 5 packets. A new acknowledgement timer does not start after the expiry of acknowledgement timer. That means as soon as the old acknowledgement timer got dead or got expired, the new acknowledgement timer will not start. It will always start when he has received the next frame. That means अभी अगर हम बात कर रहे थे कि 5 पैकेट्स उसने रिसीव कर लिए और एक्नॉलेजमेंट टाइम उसका एक्सपायर हो गया, तो उसने क्या करा, एक कॉम्युलेटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट सेंड कर दी सेंडर को. तो उसके बाद सेंडर ने फिर से, अभी पैकेट्स लेफ्ट थे तो सेंडर ने दोबारा से स्टार्ट करने शुरू कर दिए. बट ये नहीं है कि जैसे ही उसका टाइमर ख़त्म हुआ वैसे के उसी टाइम पे उसने अपना एक नया एक्नॉलेजमेंट टाइमर इशू कर दिया रिसीवर ने. वो ऐसे नहीं करेगा. जैसे ही उसके पास पैकेट 6 अराइव होगा उस केस में रिसीवर एक नया एक्नॉलेजमेंट टाइमर स्टार्ट करेगा. दैट मीन्स आफ्टर रिसीविंग एनी न्यू फ्रेम he will start new acknowledgement timer when the old acknowledgement timer got expired. Go back and may use independent acknowledgements too if required. Like if I was saying that he is going to send the cumulative acknowledgement, that does not mean that he is always going to send the cumulative acknowledgement. He is not able to send the single acknowledgement or the independent acknowledgement to the sender. No, he is actually capable to do that. He can send the single independent acknowledgement or he can send the cumulative acknowledgement depending upon the situation that he is going to handle. For an example, consider after the expiry of acknowledgement timer, there is only one left frame to be acknowledgement. Like suppose he has successfully sent the cumulative acknowledgement from for P1 to P5 packets, and then he got the new packet P6, and P6 is the last packet that will be received by the receiver. Then he is not going to wait for the next packets that sender will send to him. No, he will not wait for that. He will send the single independent acknowledgement for the packet P6 to sender. Okay. Go back and does not accept the corrupted frames and silently discards them. If the packets are corrupted in between of the path, that means when we were talking about the errors, the who what were the two errors? The errors were the single burst errors, single errors, single bit errors, or the burst errors. Now here only one frame was sent for this. If the bit or data frame which is received by the receiver is corrupted, he will not entertain that packet, or he will not do any of the processing. He is going to simply discard that packet, and he will show the sender that he has not received any packet yet. Then sender will again send that packet to the receiver. If receiver receives a frame that is corrupted, then it silently discards a frame. The correct frame is retransmitted by the sender after the timeout timer expires. Silently discarding a frame means simply rejecting the frame and not taking any action. That means कि क्या हुआ कि डेटा फ्रेम सेंड कर रहा था सेंडर, ठीक है, तो उसके पास एक फ्रेम ऐसा आया कि जो करप्टेड था, तो उसने कुछ भी नहीं करा, उसने सिंपल उसको डिस्कार्ड कर दिया, कुछ भी एक्शन परफॉर्म नहीं किया, कोई नेगेटिव एक्नॉलेजमेंट सेंड नहीं करी, कोई भी रिमार्केबल पॉइंट नहीं किया, उसने सिंपल उसको डिस्कार्ड कर दिया. और सेंडर क्या करेगा, सिर्फ सेंडर तो कॉन्टिन्यूसली सेंड कर ही रहा है एन नंबर ऑफ फ्रेम्स. जैसे ही सेंडर का टाइमर एंड होता है तो वो देखता है कि उसको यहाँ की इस डेटा फ्रेम से जो एक्नॉलेजमेंट्स नहीं आई, तो वो क्या करेगा, वापस से सारे के सारे जो डेटा फ्रेम्स है वो रीट्रांसमिट करना स्टार्ट कर देगा. Also, go back and does not accept out of order frames and silently discards them. That means, as we have seen in our flow diagram, that when sender was sending P1 and he has not got P2, he didn't entertain P3, P4 and P5 packet until and unless he got the sequence number of packet 2. So he is not going to accept any of the unordered frames. If receiver receives a frames whose sequence number is not what the receiver expects, like suppose he is expecting the frame number of of 2 after 1, but he has not received frame 2, then but instead of frame 2 he has received frame 3. He was expecting for frame 2 but he received frame 3, then he is going to discard this frame 3. All the following frames are also discarded. So after the expected data frame that he has not received, he is going to discard all these frames until and unless he didn't get the expected framework to process. This is because receiver window size is 1, as I am saying this from the very first start of the lecture, that the window size is 1 for the receiver. That means he can entertain only one single packet at the same time of instance, until and unless he cannot put next frame into the buffer because of the window size, because of its window size. He can only entertain one data frame at this particular time slot. Then that is why he needs to record, or he needs to maintain the sequence number of the data packets. Go back and leads to retransmission of entire window if for any frame no acknowledgement is received by sender. That means of the same thing कि जहाँ से उसको फीडबैक नहीं मिली सेंडर को, उसके बाद से सारे के सारे फ्रेम्स को क्या कर देता है, रीट्रांसमिट कर देता है. That is, receiver silently discards a frame if it founds that frame to be either corrupted or out of order. अभी तक हमने क्या किया है कि देखा है कि आउट ऑफ ऑर्डर था तब भी उसने सिंपली डिस्कार्ड करना स्टार्ट कर दिया था रिसीवर ने, और अगर अनऑर्डर्ड था तब भी डिस्कार्ड करना स्टार्ट कर दिया था. इट डज नॉट सेंड एनी एक्नॉलेजमेंट फॉर सच फ्रेम. He is not going to send any acknowledgement or any negative acknowledgement that he has not received any frame. as the timer got end at the sender side, sender will get to know that he has not the receiver has not received these data frames from this number to this number, then he out of this thing of okay. So sender does not need the negative acknowledgement from the receiver. It silently discards the following frames too. Thus, if for or any particular frame sender does not receive any acknowledgement, then it understands that along with the frame, all the following frames must also have been discarded by the receiver. That means कि सेंडर इतना ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट है कि जहाँ पे उसको पता लगेगा कि जिस एक्नॉलेजमेंट के बाद उसको नहीं मिली, लाइक सपोज हम अपने फ्लो डायग्राम में क्या देख रहे थे कि पैकेट 2 जो था वो लॉस्ट हुआ था, बट पैकेट 3 4 5 तो रिसीवर को मिल गया था, बट सेंडर को पता है कि अगर उसको पैकेट 2 से उसको फीडबैक नहीं मिली तो मतलब कि रिसीवर के पास अगर उसके बाद वाले पैकेट आए भी थे तो उसने सिंपली डिस्कार्ड कर दिए होंगे, इसलिए मुझे उसके बाद उस सीक्वेंस के नंबर के बाद के भी सारे के सारे डेटा फ्रेम्स जो हैं वो सेंड करने ही करने पड़ेंगे, बिकॉज उस रिसीवर के पास कोई भी इस उन बाकी रिमेनिंग फ्रेम्स की इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होगी. ही इज़ वेरी मच श्योर अबाउट दैट. That means sender is very much sure about that. Thus, it leads to the retransmission of entire window. That means the complete window जहाँ से हमारा error start हुआ था उस और जहाँ से हमें feedback receive नहीं हुई थी, सारी के सारी windows जो जितना भी window है वापस से हमें send करनी पड़ेगी. इसी वजह से इस प्रोटोकॉल को हम go back and बोलते हैं कि हमें वापस किसी भी किसी भी नंबर ऑफ डेटा फ्रेम जाना पड़ सकता है अगर हमें फीडबैक रिसीव नहीं हुई. गो बैक एंड लीड्स टू retransmission of lost frames after expiry of timeout timer. He always needs a timer because बिना टाइमर के वो retransmission स्टार्ट नहीं करेगा, टाइमर के ख़त्म होने पे ही वो स्टार्ट करेगा. Consider a frame being sent to the receiver is lost on the way. Like in the flow diagram we have seen packet 2 was lost, then it is retransmitted only after timer expires for that frame at the sender's side. Then we are going to talk about the efficiency of go back and RQ. For simple flow control protocol, what is the efficiency? Efficiency is the sender window size in protocol upon 1 plus 2a. This is the simple efficiency for any of the flow control protocol. Here sender's window size protocol is n, that is, so we can simply replace for checking efficiency of go back n protocol, the efficiency will be equal to n upon 1 plus 2a because the sender's window size is n. So by far we have discussed about error correction and detection method, then data link control, and now we are talking about the protocols of them. So in the next lecture we will be talking about our next protocol, that is the selective repeat ARQ. Now here I am going to end my lecture. Please let me know if you have any issue until now. Thank you so much.